Thank you for meeting with me again today.
Oh, no problem.
So, how are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I don't know, I guess just since our last meeting, she's just been very controlling.
Your partner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, because my friends are important to me and she doesn't particularly like them. And so when I want to spend time with them, she's always trying to get me to go out, and I just don't like that very much.
So, what I hear you saying is that your friends want you to go out and your partner wants you to go out, but you really don't want to go out with either one of them.
Well, my friends are more like me and they just like to kind of stay at home, but she wants to go to clubs and bars, and that's totally not my scene. It just freaks me out.
Okay. So, is she pushing you to go to therapy? Do you feel like you want to be here?
Not especially. I think the problems lie with her, not with me, so.
Okay. Tell me a bit about your relationship with your partner.
It's rocky at the moment. I mean, we don't talk a lot, but, I'm staying with her because I care about her.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I just feel she's becoming more distant, she's acting out, and I'm getting to the point where I'm tired of it. But I don't think that I have a problem per se with myself, so I don't really understand why I'm here.
Right. So she's aggravating you,
Yes.
and you feel like you're the one who deserves the help right now, and she's kind of taking all of the attention for herself.
Yeah, I would say that. She is very much an attention wanter, so to speak.
So tell me about your friends. They want you to go out, but kind of like a low-key situation.
Yeah, they're more like, let's stay in and watch a movie and, cook dinner and that kind of thing, which, I'm much better on that sort of a scale when there's not a lot of loud noises and people drinking, because she likes to go out and drink so much. And then she ends up doing things that not only she regrets, but I regret as well. It's kind of embarrassing. So I'm more of a just chill personality, so to speak. So.
Okay. So when you are with your friends, are you more comfortable with them than you are with your partner?
Yes, I would say so. At the beginning of our relationship, she was more like that. So I don't really understand where this is coming from. I mean, I don't know. She's been hanging out with some different people, so I don't know if they're influencing her, but this is how I've always been, and that's always been my comfort zone. And we'll go out and do things together, like in the community and that sort of thing. So it's not that I just want to stay secluded. It's not like I'm just a social recluse, so to speak, but I just don't like the type of scenes that she does.
Are you still feeling very overwhelmed when your friends ask you to go out and do things outside of the home and outside of the realm where you are comfortable?
I mean, for the most part, they're the same as I am, so when we do go out and do things, it's not anything that pushes me out of my bubble, so I just feel comfortable with them.
Right. So what I hear you saying is that you're more comfortable staying in a space where you're familiar and you understand kind of the scenery and the environment that's going around.
Yeah, I mean, isn't everyone like that? I don't know. I think that there's a healthy amount of going out and interacting with people, but then there's just the extreme of you're just going out to get absolutely wasted, and that's just something that's not appealing to me.
Do you think your inability to go out to clubs and that sort of thing with your partner is hurting your relationship with her?
Well, I think that maybe I would be more inclined if she would have some self-control, because when we go out, she turns into a completely different person. So it's like I'm losing her when we go out. So I think that's hurting our relationship, sure. I mean, if she would be able to just have one drink and maybe dance with just me, then I would be more inclined to do those kinds of things with her.
So it's not about going out in general more than going out with her and her acting foolish when you do.
Well, I mean, a partnership's about give and take. So that's not my scene, and I don't particularly enjoy it. But you have to make sacrifices in relationships. Sometimes she's going to do things that I want to do, and sometimes I'm going to have to do things that she wants to do. But when it gets to a point where I don't even want to be seen with her in that kind of state, that is when it becomes detrimental.
Right. So you're staying with her for her sake, you said.
Yeah, that, and there's a sort of comfortableness to it. I mean, we've been together for so long that it just kind of feels like, well, might as well stay and ride things out. I'm hoping that this is a phase that goes away.
Okay. So on the one hand, you want to go out with her, but on the other, the way she's acting is not appropriate for you, and you don't think that that's beneficial to your relationship. Is that correct?
Right. Honestly, I think she's the one that should be here and not me. I haven't changed. That's what I don't understand, why this is becoming such a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why she's turning into such a completely different person. It's really bothersome.
So if you don't go out with her to drink and dance and that thing, what do you think will become of your relationship?
I think that it will slowly become more of us spending less and less time together, because then she won't want to do anything with me, because she'll start to resent me, which, you know, regardless of whether I agree with what she's doing or not, I would resent her if she doesn't want to do what I want to do. So it's a two-way street. So I just think that eventually it'll just disappear. We'll just fight more and more, and then the fighting will stop, and we'll just kind of just end it.
Right. So you obviously care about your partner. You want her to have
Right.
the best, but can you tell me why you're still in this relationship?
I am a very giving person, and I care a lot about people, and when I get emotionally invested, I stay with that person, and I fight really hard. But it's at the point where I just don't really know if it's worth fighting for anymore. It's very emotionally exhausting, and, you know, I'm a very anxious person, so on top of all of that, it's really hard. But I don't know. When I care about somebody, it's really hard for me to let go.
So at this point, it's more about the relationship and its hardships than your anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, my anxiety definitely plays a big part of that. I worry a lot because there's times when I won't hear from her. Because for the longest time at the beginning of our relationship, we talked 24/7. So whenever she had a time to talk, you know, I would make time for that. And whenever I had time, she would make time. And now, I see her maybe once a week. If that, I haven't seen her in over a week. But we talk when we can, and it's getting really hard to keep that level of trust up. So that's where my anxiety comes in. But other than that, yeah, it is about the hardships of our relationship, which are becoming more and more apparent.
In a perfect world, what would you have the end result be?
In a perfect world, I mean, I would want her to be able to simmer down a little bit. I mean, she has been going out quite a bit lately, and you know what, I get that she needs to blow off steam, and I'm not saying spend all of your time with me. Like, that's not, obviously not a healthy relationship. That's not anything that should be sought out, because everybody needs time. Everybody needs time with their friends. You know, I enjoy my time with my friends that aren't her, but I think that we should be able to find a middle ground to where we can both enjoy the time that we have together and not constantly fight over where the relationship's going.
Is it more beneficial for you to stay with her and be anxious and worried about what actions she chooses to do, or to be away from her possibly and feeling more comfortable, perhaps with your close friends?
See, that's really hard. Being the loving person that I am, I most likely will just stay. And not saying that, I mean, it is emotionally exhausting, but I get something out of caring for somebody else. And that is something that when I have somebody to care about, when I have somebody in my life like that, I am just more motivated to do other things. And I think that would be something that I would stay for. I mean, she obviously cares about me in some way, and so I'm going to hold on to that. If it does end, then that's going to be really hard, and I'm going to have to get over that, and my friends hopefully will be a support system for me. But I would most likely stay and try to work things out, because that's just the type of person that I am.
So, moving forward, do you think that it would be more beneficial for you to have her come in and talk as like couples therapy, or how would you like to progress?
I think it would probably be helpful for couples therapy, yes, but I would like for her to have more one-on-one sessions with you, just to see what you are gleaming from the situation. But yeah, being able to talk things out with a mediator present is something that I think would be extremely beneficial. Because, it just gets to a point when it's just you two, it just gets to a point where there's so much fighting and so much shouting that no one really wins. There's no real closure. There's nothing really that comes out of it other than hurt feelings and anger.
I understand. Well, I'd like to thank you so much for coming in today. It obviously takes a lot for someone with intense anxiety to leave the house and come and talk to someone you really don't know that well. So I'm really happy to see you again.
Oh, well, thank you very much. This has been helpful, even though I didn't think it would be.
Thank you.